All right, so over here at the Murphy house, here's the additional work that needs to be done. All right, I'm going to walk it through from this point and just kind of work my way around. So they're going to have it'll be two risers coming off. I assume it's two risers coming off the deck here, and it'll span the entire width of it from corner to house. In front of that, we are going to put down about 4 feet worth of spaced out steppers all the way across here. So that way, so we have this formal path that really takes you from point A to point B, but you still have a nice place to step off of the deck steps when you hit the final, if you come off the deck steps this way. All right, so now the goal of what he is doing here is to level off his yard more. And as you can see over here, there's a bit of grade change. There's a basketball court that's over here, and he wants to make this whole area much more level. Let's see if I can get a better visual of this. All right. So we have to either have a slope or we have to have a retaining wall, which was part of the whole conversation here. I don't know if you can quite tell, but the deck that we have here is just a little bit lower than the level of his sport court that he has over here. So we're going to say that that's going to be kind of the grade. It's going to have a slight pitch to it, but not too much. So our end game, our end result is to level out the area more or less to the height of the deck / basketball court. All right. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build a couple of walls to make up for the heights. The first wall is actually going to come off of this area over here, off this corner, and it's basically going to wrap around here and meet up with the garage. I believe I measured that as 16 inches high, if I remember correctly. So we've got a 16-inch high wall going from point A to point B. Now, there's a little bit extra to it because we're also going to be building a planter box right here and mirroring it on the far side over there. Part of the reason that we're doing this is because I need to put some sort of back wall against the wood so that way the new soil doesn't sit right up next to it and we have some way to retain it. So we've got, let's see, so these are 5 feet as we're looking at it from this vantage point. It's 5 feet wide and 4 feet deep to the outside, so it should leave them some planting space. And we're going to leave a 6 foot wide section open here so that and we're going to put some steppers in between here, so that way they have a way to walk off from grade at the deck to steppers and then out into the grass where I'm standing. All right. So the new grade is going to be, like I said, at the deck and coming across over here to the sport court. Actually, let's look this way real briefly. That should also get us up to the height of the door on the garage over here. So now they need a way to get from the door over to the deck. So we're going to we're going to show them the difference between the cost of a formal walk going through here versus a stepper walk. I think they're leaning towards stepper, but I also want to show them what the formal cost is going to entail. All right, so now we're up to a little bit higher here, but as you can see, we're still higher than the sport court as a whole. So as you can see here, they've got a little wall going across here to make up for grade. We're actually going to remove the wall and grade the whole backyard down to the lower grade and continue this wall right here, this wall, to go all the way to where the garage is. So this is going to go straight across to the garage and kind of curve it into the corner over there. It does step down because if you look at the fence, I don't know if you can tell from this, but it does change, like it starts to go down. So we're starting off at, I don't remember, maybe 24 inches and it ends at 6 inches at the far side. So we have sufficient, so we'll step down with it to go with grade and not build it up too high. Now we're also adding 6 feet onto this basketball court. I've taken the measurements for it, but we're going to just put in pavers, the same as what they have here, 6 feet over, and then you should be able to walk straight off into the grass from that point. Let's walk over here once again. So here's the deck, all right? And we've got this space between the deck and the side of the house. We're going to bid a bluestone patio in this and extend it about 3 feet beyond the edge of the house. So that way, if they want to put a stepper walk or whatever it might be over here, they can. So we're just going to be putting in a bluestone patio in this general area. And as you can see right here, you see that downspout right there? That's going to come straight down, and we're actually going to run corrugated tubing under our patio, which is going to go here, under our planters, and exit our wall at the far side. We should have plenty of space to do that. We're already low enough because you can see we're building up to grade, or we're building up to the height of the deck, so we shouldn't have to dig too much. We should just be able to place and go from there. So 2 planters, a couple steppers, patio, 6 feet out of this, extending the wall all the way across, a walkway going from this to those steppers, a wall that goes from the corner of the garage over to the planter is where it's technically going to start. So the measurement I gave that I wrote on the piece of paper is as a whole. So that includes the distance of the planter, because this side of the planter is going to have to be built taller. It's going to basically be a single course set in the dirt. So it's almost like edge rock more than a planter for the other sides. This is really the only tall side that needs to happen. And then in front of the steps, just some steppers just to create an easy place to step off on. All right? I'd say it's straightforward, but it's not that straightforward.